Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video on FIFA 17. Today we have got some cheap overpowered players in the BPL. We did this last year and it was super successful, but this year I'm doing it with league specific obviously players. So today we're starting off with the BPL, and if you do want to see another league, let me know in the comment section which league you want to play, and also let me know in the comment section which players you think are going to be overpowered this year in FIFA. But as I say, we're starting off with the BPL and with the goalkeepers with Michel Vorm. For a non-rare, he's got a very good card. You know, last year in FIFA, he was one of those players as well because he was also a non-rare. I believe he was 81 rated last year. He was super overpowered and he was one of those good players you can get for such cheap coins. Schmeichel and Karius are two obviously new players, so that could potentially be overpowered this year. They've got two very good cards and very similar to like Joe Hart last year, who was one of those players that had a really good all-round card and was super overpowered. Begovic is another one from last year that was really good to use, and obviously him being like 6'8", it makes him really good. And being 6'8" this year in the game is super important because tall goalkeepers, especially with the games that I've played on like draft and seasons, and that's tall players seem to be the way to go. So Begovic should be really good this year. And Mandanda is another one who was just ridiculously overpowered last year in the game. You know, Mandanda was very similar to Lloris. Pretty much saves everything that you could put at him, near shots, you know, near post shots, long shots. He's one of the only people that could combat that sort of stuff. So these are the top 5 goalkeepers for me. Moving on to the defenders, and these are based more on kind of pace and kind of overall stats. So we've got Zuma, obviously with 73 pace, and both stats are defending and physical above 80. That's really what I look for in a defender. If their pace is above 70 and defending and physical is above 80, they're going to be overpowered. And then Hector Bellerin, obviously with that 95 pace. The rest of his card isn't actually that good, but that 95 pace is just something not to be overlooked. Luke Shaw's got a really good all-round card. You know, 82 pace isn't the best for obviously a fullback. There are quicker, but the rest of his card is super solid. Zaniga as a silver has got a really good card, 86 pace, and he does have 4-star skills and 4-star weak foot. Unfortunately, right now making this video, I think he's going for about 12,000 coins, but he should be one of those players that is going to be, you know, silvers are always ridiculously overpowered, especially BPL. I remember I bought Lahore from a couple of years ago. Williams is again has got that kind of mold that we look for, 70 pace, 82 defending, 82 physical. Should be a really good player to use this year. Kyle Walker with 90 pace, and again a really good well-rounded card. Moving over to Reed, again very similar to Williams and Zuma. He's got 73 pace, 82 defending and 81 physical. Anybody that kind of fits that mold for a centre-back is normally one of those overpowered centre-backs that's going to be just ridiculous to use in the game. Nathaniel Klein is probably the best right back in the BPL, and some of these players maybe you could disagree with because they are high rated. If it's high rated, you kind of should expect it to be good, not overpowered. You know, the difference between something being overpowered and not, the whole point of it being overpowered is it's a low rated player that plays better than you expect, not a high rated player that plays well. Because it's high rated, you expect him to do well. But Nathaniel Klein is always a really good right back to use. And Eric Bailly for obviously 81 pace for a centre back is just ridiculous, and that alone is going to make him overpowered because strikers aren't as quick as they normally are this year, and defenders are ridiculously overpowered already in the game, and Bailey with 81 pace is just going to destroy any strikers. Some low rated midfielders, starting off with Kouyaté, that 87 physical and 77 pace for a CDM, and also him being like 6'3" with a high defensive work rate. He's just going to be an absolute rock in midfield. Henderson for an 80 rated card has got a real solid card to have every stat above 70. It's got high work rates for attacking and defending. He's got a really nice height as well for a centre midfielder, and it's just got a really good well-rounded card. And for in a couple of months, he's probably going to be worth almost discard value, and he's going to be a great player to have for cheap money. N'Golo Kante, again, another one of these players that's just got a really good card, 80 pace for a centre midfielder. Considering a lot of midfielders have had pace downgrades, for Kante to still have 80 pace, 83 physical and 80 defending with high defensive work rate, he could really fit the Kouyaté mold and just be a beast in midfield. Dembele every single year is an absolute monster. You know, every single year Dembele is just one of those players that is just ridiculously strong, and strength and physicality really does fit the game this year. So Dembele really is one of those players that fits the mold. And Lallana, again, is a really good solid player to have at cam. He's one of those players, again, in a couple of months time will probably be only worth 800 or 900 coins, and for that coinage, that's what's going to make him overpowered. So it'd be only worth 900 coins and have a good card like that with 4-star skills and a 5-star weak foot is really going to make him a strong contender. Moving on to these quick wingers, there's so many of these fast wingers, there's so many more wingers just outside of these 6. You've got Yannick Bolasie, 89 pace, 84 dribbling. He's got the 5-star skill moves, which is going to make him ridiculous to use this year in the game. Obviously, his Bolasie flick is really effective this year. Leroy Sané with 91 pace and 83 dribbling. It does not have the 4-star skills. He's only got 3-star skills and a 3-star weak foot. But from using Sané on the demo and in the early access, Sané is already one of my favourite players to use in the game. Sadio Mane, the Liverpool boy, 92 pace, which is, I think 79 rated for Mane is quite harsh, but you know, that's what he's got. But that 92 pace is just going to set him apart from most of the wingers. Memphis Depay, 90 pace, 84 dribbling, and the thing that Depay has that a lot of these other wingers don't have is he's ridiculous from free kicks. He's got incredible free kick stats, and is always good for a free kick taker in your team, especially being a left mid. Having a free kick taker that's got those sort of stats is just ridiculous to have. Raheem Sterling, every single year Raheem Sterling is a really good player to use, obviously having 93 pace, 86 dribbling this year, good shooting and passing, and Raheem Sterling is just one of those players that no matter, even though he's quite weak and only has 61 physical, he seems to always be able to push you off the ball. And Shaqiri, compared to a lot of the other right mids in terms of total stats in game, he's got the best total stats out of any right mid in the BPL. And he's just going to be a beast to use. Finishing off with some of these strikers, starting off with the silver, which is Iheanacho. As I said with Agbonlahor earlier in the video, there's always a silver BPL striker that is just ridiculous to use, and I think Iheanacho is going to be the one this year. I put Marcus Rashford in there with that 90 pace, obviously electric. There are other players like Callum Wilson, like Damari Gray, and I think there's another one from Burnley, I'm not sure who it is, another player called Gray, Andre Gray I think it is. He's another one that just has pace, but Rashford I think has got more to offer, and the game is really going to suit pacey strikers this year. And that's why Ahmed Musa is there as well. But Musa has got 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot, 82 dribbling, 76 shooting as well. Musa is going to be a really good player to use in a couple of months' time. Loic Remy's in there for me. Every time I use Loic Remy, he's just a really good striker to use. You know, I remember in FIFA 16, FIFA 15, when I was struggling to score goals, I went back to using Remy, and he was just one of those players that every shot he had just seemed to score. You know, I would play a game with Remy, and it was like every game he would score a hat-trick, and he would only have like 3 or 4 shots in a game. And it's very much the same story with Sturridge. Every time you'd have a shot with Sturridge, he pretty much seems to score. So Sturridge is in there. I know Sturridge is like 58k right now, but in a couple of months' time, his price will fall, and he'll be a really good striker to use in your BPL squads. So these are some players that I think will be overpowered this year in the game, and from using some of these players, I can already say that they are, and that's why they're in the list. But if you do want to see another league, maybe La Liga, maybe Bundesliga, let me know in the comment section which ones you do want to see next. It'll be interesting to see who you guys think are overpowered or will be overpowered this year in FIFA. Make sure you do leave a like on the video if you did enjoy this. Make sure you do that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. That's all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.